Motherhood can sometimes be so challenging, but some of us want to be mothers, some of us don't want to be mothers. However, all I know is motherhood is full of challenges, it's full of fun, it's full of laughter, it's full of whatever life brings to you. All right, some of the things you may not want them, while some you easily embrace them. All right, but for me, as long as I know myself and can recognize who I am and know what a mother is or who a mother is, I know that I wanted children. All right, and I am thankful unto God Almighty for my three wonderful children. All right, the eldest is Alexia. She's the only girl. She's such a sweetheart. My second, who is Darnell, he came 4 years later. All right, and as the middle one, he is the one that is more attachy. All right, is he likes to be, you know, attached to me. All right, of all three of them, he's the one that is so clingy. All right, if you want to call it that, but I don't have a problem with him being clingy. All right, it's clingy for all the right reasons. And then we have the wash belly Elijah. All right, who came 2 years after his brother Darnell. All right, so yes, the journey of motherhood so far is filled with mixed experiences, but would I take any of them back? No, no. All of them allows me to be the mother that I am today, and I am very grateful. Knowing that I carried them for 9 months. It was such a joyous feeling, knowing that there's something growing and developing inside of me that sooner than later will exist in the world. Sooner than later, I will know what he or she looks like. And so I enjoy them moving up and down. It seems as if it's a track and field event going on. Sometimes it's like kickboxing, Sometimes it's like they're playing tennis. I mean, it's an awesome feeling. It was an awesome feeling, having my babies inside me, you know, knowing that the life is still within them and they're moving, and knowing that I can touch my stomach and I can communicate with them. It was definitely a good experience. Second thing that I love is seeing them for the first time after giving birth, looking at their tiny hands and feet, and you know trying to see or figure out which parent they look like the most or resembles the most, if there's anything um within them that can be compared to their grandparents or auntie. you know it was such a joyous feeling and experience, bringing life into the world, knowing that you are even more now responsible for them outside of the womb. My, you know, it 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 is definitely um an experience, or was an experience. And to add to that, you know, I enjoy treating them as something fragile, you know, because they're newborn. Bones can be broken. This can happen to them if they are not held properly. You know, they are very delicate. And so I had to just take my little time to hold them. You have to know how to hold them in a particular position for whatever it is that you're doing. And for me, while I enjoy doing that, sometimes I was scared because of how young and tender and delicate they are, you know. But holding them, looking in their faces, sometimes I just have to smile, 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 because it's such a joy, you know, knowing that God has brought me through the birthing process, and I now have a little human being in person to deal with. It was it was awesome. The the next thing I enjoy and love about being a mom is watching them grow from their baby stage to their toddler stage. You know, why? And then for all of them, they transition differently. And what do I mean by differently? All right, they they don't remain the same size, they don't carry the same weight, they don't maintain the same shape, they don't maintain the same look, you know. So it was awesome to see how each of them grow and blossom, you know, to see the characteristics that they are developing and have developed along the way. Trust me, it's those things that, you know, allow me to love these aspects of motherhood. Them learning how to hold up their head, how to smile, how to laugh, how to creep, how to walk, how to run, how to jump, how to play, how to sing. Oh my God. Wanting to do things for themselves that they can't even manage to do, you know? But you have to encourage them. So it was good. The next thing that I enjoy as a mom is sending my children to school. I think for the most part, I had a good experience when it comes on to being at school. And so I wanted them to enjoy their schooling, gain their own experiences. And all of them went to school at the age of 3. And they all went to the same basic school. And I think the child that was most welcoming um, was Alexia. She was more ready to go than the boys, and they all cried. They all cried. And I think the child who, and I think the child who found it a little bit more difficult not having mommy around is the second child, Darnell. Because as I said in the introduction, he's the one that is more clingy towards me. So he was the one who took the longest to adjust to being in school. All right, but gradually he got the hang of it, and you know, he was doing quite well. And and to know that certain hours come and it's time for you to go and pick them up. I am excited. They are excited. All right, because they know I am going to ask them, how was your day? What did you eat for lunch today? Um, what did you learn? What games did you play? What are the names of your friends? Did anything special happen? Etc. All right, so yes, I do enjoy sending them off to school. Um, they all went to the same primary school as well. All right. No, both boys are attending the same high school. Um, Alexia has graduated high school and is now in university. I think, and also you share their struggles as well that they may undergo from time to time at school, because there are times when you might have persons who wants to bully them, and my kids are not afraid to come and say to me, mommy, this is what is happening, this is what happened, XYZ, and we talk about it. All right, I love asking them which subjects are their favorite subjects and why such and such a subject is not their favorite, etc. Fifth thing that I love about being a mom is that I love attending school events. All right, so the orientations, the PTAs, the sports day events, the field trips, those things. I do enjoy them. At the high school level, though, when it comes on to field trips, parents aren't really a part of that so much. But at the earlier levels of their education, you were, as a parent, I was much more involved. You know, at this level now, we mostly attend PTA meetings. Yeah. So the next thing I enjoy is spending time with my children. All right. So if we're not watching a movie or listening to or watching some form of video or listening to some form of um, entertainment, I am in their room, lying in their beds, questioning them, seeing what is happening. When they're ready, they come into my room, lie on my bed, chit chat until they're ready to come out, or I kick them out. All right, good. Um, I love asking them questions. All right, when I ask questions, I know what is happening. All right, I do know what is happening, and spending time with them is very important because it builds a relationship, it forms a bond with you and them. And spending time with them, you also learn to know their emotional status, because Not all children react and will react the same to everything. All right, some will be calm while some will be more aggressive. All right, so spending time with them is important. And as they grow, don't think that because they are getting older you don't need to spend time with them. All right, for me, I believe that I will not have my children around me all the time. They'll just like no, my daughter is in university. All right, and every day the house feels empty because one person is missing. All right, so shortly the boys will be off too, and then who will I have around? Nobody but my husband. All right, and so the memories, those are what I will have left of them while they're away. Yes, I know I can make a phone call, I can do a video call, but it's not the same as having them in person at home. All right, and I know also in the future, God's willing, if they want to marry, which I hope they do marry, all right, um, they're going to go away with their wives and husband. So I have to spend all the time that I can spend with them now. And even though them feels that they might get big and they need to be by themselves sometimes, yes, I do give them their space. But when it's necessary, I'll pop in and spend some time with them. Next thing that I love about being a mother is how alert I have become as a mom. Especially when I'm at home. It's like I have an antenna that gives off signals. So the least little sound I hear, I'll ask. I mean, a sound that doesn't sound normal. I'll ask, is everybody okay? What's happening? Or, and if I'm in a position whereas I can just get up out the bed like that, or get up from the chair that I'm sitting on, I'll do that in a flash and run to them to find out what is happening. Sometimes all they're doing is playing, and that playing sometimes sounded so rough, right? And so I just have to run to their rescue, you know? Um, Even though sometimes they may play tough, they do get hurt at times, and I have to be there nursing them and being mommy at the same time. I also love being a mom because I believe in showing your child or children affection. All right, so I cannot give fatherly love, and neither can you as a mom, because most persons, they have a saying to say, um, my mother who fathered me, and my mom who played the fatherly role. I do understand that statement, but there is some error in it to some extent, because no matter what a mommy do, you could give your child every single thing in this world that they desire. The love that they want from daddy, And if daddy is not present, or even if daddy is present but daddy is just not feeling the emotional need of the child, then there's going to be a void. And so a mother can only give motherly support in that emotional sense. That longing will always be there for dad. Whether I'm deadbeat or is present in the home but being inactive. And so I hug my children. I hug them and I let them know that I love you. And I don't just say I love you in words. I show it in deeds. All right? Because if your children don't feel love, they're going to try and go there and get it from somebody who they think is offering them love. So, and I'm not going to tell you that I hug them every day. There are times when I am rushing, they are rushing, and all that I have is a thought. And by the time I am supposed to hug them, it doesn't work out, you know? But let me say 90% of the time, I do hug my children. All right? And as they get older, they don't want you to do that in public with them though. But as for me, it don't matter to me. And I guess it doesn't matter because I'm the adult. All right? Because I can remember being a child too. When I always want my parents to hug me up in a public. Yeah, come be full of pride. And you can find that in them sometimes too, which shouldn't matter. But they are children, and they learn things from their environment as well, some of which you have to do your best to help them to shed off because it's negative. All right? Because when I hug my children, I feel such fulfillment in doing so. You know, it makes me know and feel like they belong, because I don't want them to think that they don't belong. All right? So I do that. I'm big on hugging. I also love being a mom because I can have discussions with my children about anything. Yes. Sometimes they're like, oh, gross. But we talk about stuff. All right. We talk about their future, education, marriage, um, sex. We talk about things that happen on a daily basis. You know, we talk about family. We talk about things that they don't like, you know. We talk about almost everything. For me and them, there's no topic that's off limit. Yeah. Because it's done transitionally though. All right? Because I realize that it doesn't make sense you go around and you hide certain things from them, because they're hearing it elsewhere and they are learning about certain things out there, especially social media. So many things is happening out there, and sometimes some basic things that you think might not have the things in them that you don't want your kids to know about, they do. All right? And And that is why monitoring, parental monitoring is also important. All right, but you still have to learn to give um, your kids space, and you have to know them individually. And once you know them individually, then definitely you'll know how to deal with them, and you'll know what they're comfortable with. All right. I also love having teenagers. All right. So the two first are already teenagers, and the youngest will be a teenager by the end of the year. So I enjoy having teenagers around, and I love the fact that as teenagers, they can sit and they can relate to each other, um, especially when it comes on to certain topics. You know, you will hear them having their talk or their discussions and, yeah, stuff like that. So I do have them around. Sometimes those emotions are a lot. Oh, I tell you, sometimes they are a lot, but it's a part of growing up. And sometimes some of us as parents, we tend to forget that we were teenagers once. All right, and it's not like we're going to deal with all situations the same, but we sometimes tend to forget. I also love being a mom, going about my business, doing my daily chores, or even just relaxing, and then hearing them having a conversation, and I'm just listening in to how they're reasoning, and it just tells me that they are maturing, and I love that. All right, it tells me that they can make decisions, informed decisions on their own without the need of a parent being behind them. All right, you know, it shows me that they are becoming responsible, and I love that, because if they are responsible from a youth, I wholeheartedly believe that once they become and transition into society, living on their own or being married, they'll be able to carry out or carry through with being responsible. To add to that, it also lets me know that they're building a bond with each other. And even if they disagree now, in another couple of minutes, they are brothers and sisters again. All right? And I love that. I also love being a mom because I know that I am not alone. I have the support of daddy. I have the support of grandma. I have the support of great grandma, all the grandparents and great grandparents, aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, etc. Caregivers, because we have to remember the times when I have to work and I have to leave them in the care of someone that is not a family member. All right. So, yes, I am thankful that I had those persons as support. And I also Love being a mom because I know I am not perfect. Because every parent might grow their child or children differently. And with every child, there is something that I had to do that's different from what I did with the ones before. And so, even though I may have gained experience after having my first child, that doesn't make me a perfect mom for the next child. All right, because one might be a calm and collective baby, and then another one might be such a cry one. All right, such a fussy one. And so you just have to learn as you go, and I'm thankful for that. I also love being a parent because I love to hear them call me mommy, mom, mother. It's such an awesome feeling. I feel so satisfied, so acceptable when I hear them call me mommy, mom, mother. Yeah, such an awesome feeling. All right. I also love being a mom because I love to see my children every day. Even though the responsibilities of taking care of them on a daily basis is challenging at times, I love seeing my children every day. It's such a blessing to see them, because a lot of parents know through various reasons they don't have their children around, or the kids don't have their parents around. So I am thankful and grateful that I am seeing them every day. And it's all because of God's grace and mercy towards me and towards them. He kept us alive, you know? So each day, seeing them, each day, waking up in my right mind, I am so thankful and grateful unto God. And I also love being a mom because I love to pray for my children. So many things happen every day at home, on the street, when they're at school, anywhere they are, anything can happen. And so you just have to pray and ask God to protect them, to keep them, because sometimes, there's a saying that says trouble no set like rain. And your child can be there good and proper, and somebody else's child come and um, fatigue them. Boy, I may tell you, even sometimes my phone ring and I see a strange number. I am like, my heart skip beats. I'm telling you the truth. My heart skip beats because I'm saying, Lord, who is calling me now? What bad news am I going to get? And when the call come in and I realize it has nothing to do with my children, I breathe a sigh of relief. And even if it has something to do with my children, I still give thanks that nothing worse has happened. And so, motherhood for me doesn't end until I die, but I just want to continue to enjoy being the mother that I am. And I know there's still much more to learn because as they get older, things about them change. And so you learn about them as well. Things they used to like, they don't like anymore. And so I know one day I'll be a grandparent. And so I'm just embracing motherhood as the breath is within my body. So for all to be mummies and mummies, enjoy motherhood.